for this project, and slowly it inched forward because people would not give up. The Friends of Harvey Milk Plaza were steadfast and dedicated. We're going to hear from Brian Springfield, the executive director, but Jim Chappell's out there. Thank you, Jim Chappell, for holding us accountable. Jim Lazarus, who I don't think is here, was your partner in crime around a lot of this. Taylor Jordan is here. Gina Simi. This is dangerous because I'm going to leave out a bunch of people. And then London Breed and Andres Power did something that City Hall, the bureaucrats were a little unhappy with. She put $25 million that was not previously in the capital plan into Proposition B that the voters of San Francisco passed in November of last year. Now the trouble with that was and hello Danny Nicoletta. It is so wonderful to have Danny, who has been the chronicler not just of Milk's times, but of all of queer times since then. We are honored to have you here, to have you present. But we came out of that November election, and I was concerned because it was not at all clear to me that with the funds that had been put into that ballot measure that we were actually going to be able to move forward with this project. And that is where Mayor Daniel Lurie and his amazing Chief of Infrastructure, Alicia Jean-Baptiste, and Alaric DeGraffenreid in the Department of Public Works, and Jumoke Aiken-Taylor, who has been working on this project for many years, got out their calculators and their pencil, they sharpened their pencils, and they did the amazing work that public servants can do, and they figured out a way to get this project done with the money that we have, plus the money that the Friends of Harvey Milk Plaza are going to raise, and allowed the mayor to be able to make this announcement here today. I am so grateful to all of these folks. I also want to thank Adam Tonks-Savat, formerly of my staff. The mayor stole him, and An Ha, who has not been stolen yet, so keep your hands off of him. And so many people have worked on this, but it is a great, great day. And I get to introduce now the executive director of the Friends of Harvey Milk Plaza, that band of folks who never gave up and who've continued to press for this. I want to introduce Brian Springfield.
Good morning, everyone. It is such a privilege to be here this morning, the Friday of Pride weekend, to hear from the mayor this announcement. And I want to thank him for making this announcement this morning. And I also want to thank you for taking time during the campaign to walk through the plaza with myself and with Jim Chappell to learn more about this project. And your kind words then meant a lot to our team and were very encouraging, so thank you. This moment is about more than bricks and concrete and construction. It's about continuing Harvey's legacy and celebrating our city and our city's values. Most of you know this already, but Harvey Milk was born and raised on the East Coast and bounced around there a while and eventually made his way to San Francisco. And it wasn't until Harvey came to San Francisco where he became the person that he was always meant to be. And there's something really special about our city and our city's values that made Harvey Milk's story possible. It certainly made my story in San Francisco possible. And it continues to speak to people all over the world and give them hope. And at this time, that's a really important quality. So here's to San Francisco. During Pride, we celebrate how far we've come, and we also recommit to the work that lies ahead. And Harvey Milk Plaza will be a place where that work can happen. And that's thanks in large part to the design team at SWA Group. I see Daniel Cunningham, Sam Dent, I don't know if Jeremy is here, and to our Public Works project manager, Jumoke Aiken-Taylor, who's over there, very wisely brought an umbrella. Rain or shine, Jumoke is covered. Thank you, Jumoke. They made sure that Harvey's commitment to creating hope and civic engagement and action is built into the DNA of this public space. And from the very beginning, Friends of Harvey Milk Plaza has been committed to engaging the grassroots of the community in this process of planning. Thanks to each of you who have participated and moved this forward. And we're just getting started. Ahead are conversations with the community about which stories will be told in the storytelling and narrative features of the exhibits. What do we want the public art to look like? and how can the plaza be activated to meet the needs of every member of the LGBTQ plus community. So one last thing, while you're here, please go downstairs to the concourse level of the Castro Muni Station and look at the Widening Histories Lens artwork that we've installed on the construction barricade there. You know, one of the things we heard from the community is they wanted to see Harvey Milk celebrated in the plaza, and they also wanted to see all members of the LGBTQ plus community celebrated. And these 8 extraordinary women featured on the artwork deserve to be celebrated during Pride Month and during every month. So thank you to Amber Shipley and Barbara Tannenbaum. I'm not sure they're here, but thank you. Amber's here. Amber's here. Amber, raise your hand. Thank you, Amber. Thank you for leading the Widening Histories Lens effort. And thank you to everyone, and happy Pride.
Hi, everybody.
It's Andrea Ayala who made it all happen!
Oh, my goodness. Raphael told me that I'd be 80 years old in a walker by the time that this would happen. And I said to him, well, when I'm 80, I'm not going to be in a walker. But anyway, today, before I start my comments, I really want to acknowledge that right now, our LGBTQ plus communities are really under tremendous attack, particularly our transgender brothers and sisters. This federal administration is trying to erase transgender people, but in San Francisco we say no. In San Francisco we fight back and we protect our transgender brothers and sisters. It is fitting that on this San Francisco Pride weekend, we are celebrating the moving forward of a public space that honors and supports this exact kind of fight. This project has been a labor of love for many people for a very long time. There are many people to thank. Senator Wiener, who was our supervisor when this started in 2012, and who directed $2.5 million to keep this project moving forward. Board president and our supervisor, Raphael Mandelman, who made sure there were city dollars to pay the city staff, Jamoke and others, to keep working on this project, to pay for permit fees, etc. And then, of course, the Friends of Harvey Milk Plaza board members, which have changed and increased over the years. I'd like to particularly thank and acknowledge Taylor Jordan, my co-chair. And of course, Brian Springfield, and then we had this support from 7 community partners, which is really kind of unheard of in the Castro, if people know Castro politics. But they all signed letters of support as we inch towards CEQA approval and all other kinds of permitting approval to get this project really off the ground. This announcement means that finally there will be a space in the Castro that truly honors Harvey Milk, his values of civil rights, ongoing civic engagement, advocacy for marginalized communities, and justice for all. This new reimagined public space will be a space for community gathering, cultural expression, and advocacy. Exhibits and storytelling that speak not only to the past but to the future will keep this space vibrant and relevant and inspiring. The new plaza will also become a true San Francisco destination, inspiring visitors from near and far. And then those folks are going to go home and they're going to tell their friends and family members that, hey, next time you come to San Francisco, make sure you come up to the Castro to see Harvey Milk Plaza, because it's an incredible experience. In this way, this new plaza, memorializing Harvey Milk, a civil rights icon, but also a small business owner, will be contributing to the economic vitality of the Castro, bringing in foot traffic to the Castro's small businesses and stimulating the Castro's economy. In closing, I'd like to add something about the important role public spaces play in urban environments. They help to define a neighborhood and often speak to the cultural identity of the neighborhood. This new plaza will help us do this for the Castro. This new public space that unabashedly and loudly speaks to the values of LGBT freedom, inclusion, and civil rights will cement the Castro's role as a leader in the global LGBTQ plus community. This is good for the Castro. This is good for San Francisco. And this is good for the world. Thank you.
All right. Cleve Jones, everyone.
Rafi told Andrea that she'd be 88 in a walker before this was done. He told me I'd be dead. So good to see you, Mayor. Good to see you. I don't need to add to the list of all the people that have been acknowledged, but I want to say a couple things about the SWA group who put together the design. As Andrea alluded, this can be a very fractious community with a lot of opinions. Everyone has an opinion, and they all really want to express them. And SWA listened so carefully to what this community wanted and understood the important symbolic value of this particular spot in the exact geographic heart of the city of San Francisco, but also understood that, that we've got the K and the L and the M, and we got the 24 and the 35 and the 37, and over here the 33. This is an important transit hub, and it was so important for them to listen and come up with a design that we could all rally behind. And I also want to say, Danny and I are two of many people who, when we were young, had our lives completely transformed by meeting Harvey Milk. I think both of us would say that knowing Harvey, working with Harvey, was the single most important thing that happened to us. Not many of us are left alive. And I just get such joy from seeing you here this beautiful morning. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank you also for acknowledging your predecessor. I think that's very gracious and important because she did help us. I know you're going to make sure that this goes through, and I am going to live long enough to see it done. And the end of the current regime that adds such a difficult political layer to this. This isn't just about a man who walked among us, who had a shop here, who spoke on this corner. It's about the movement he represented and our complete determination to continue that movement and see it advance and thrive. So thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. And thank you, Andrea Aiello.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Happy Pride, San Francisco.
Happy Pride.